Do you know who Christopher Martin is? There's a good chance that you do not know who this guy is. And that's who Gary Russell Jr., 24-1 with 14 KOs, is fighting on December the 20th, 2014 in an untelevised bout. This guy's 28-4-3. He's been stopped once and he only has 9 knockouts. And who has he fought that you know of? Maybe Tion Kennedy. I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live, and I cover boxing. So I'm asking myself, well, damn, you was a co-feature in one of the most anticipated fights of the year. Gary Russell Jr., undefeated at the time. He was 24-0 with 14 KOs versus Vasyl Lomachenko, who at that point in time was 1-1. No, yeah, 1-1 with 1 KO. We saw Vasyl Lomachenko completely, literally dismantle Gary Russell Jr. He was coming close to stopping him in rounds 11 and 12. So is this the punishment for losing? You go to an untelevised bout? It just doesn't make any sense. But I guess, that's just the way it goes with boxing. But I'm thinking to myself, well, if he takes a loss like that, what do? You just erase him from the fans' memory? Or, I'm trying to figure out what's the logic behind him not being televised. And Gary Russell Jr. has a fan base of hardcore fans who know who he is and want to see him and how he would rebound, after fighting a guy like Vasyl Lomachenko. Maybe he's not televised because he's fighting a guy like Christopher Martin, and people are going to say, oh, look, he's fighting a fighter that nobody knows of again. And maybe it's just trying to be like, they're trying to keep it as some secret bout or something. None of it makes sense to me when I think of these matchmaking of these fighters, and then I look at the situation that Showtime is in, and I ask myself, like, how are they allowing this stuff to keep continuing? Like with these cards, Showtime is not ending the year off great, ladies and gentlemen. How? And you have to think that somebody's going to lose their job. I'm not going to say any names, but I'm talking about, like, if I'm seeing this stuff as a fan and other fans are seeing it as well, we're thinking, how can they keep offering up this stuff? Like, you're showcasing these fighters, I understand. But if you're showcasing them to be better in the future, to draw in the future, then why is somebody like Gary Russell Jr. fighting in an untelevised bout? I just think that it's a disrespect to him for him to be fighting in an untelevised bout. After fighting, a guy like Vasyl Lomachenko, then you're fighting you were just fighting for the hell with the fact that he was fighting Lomachenko. You just were fighting for a WBO title, and now you're in televised. Like even when he was fighting on Fox Sports 1, beating up on guys like Tamayo, he was televised. It's crazy. But, once again, on T-Street Controversy, this is T-Street Controversy Live. I would love to cover the fight, but the fact that it's not televised, how am I going to watch it? Golden Boy or whoever's going to be promoting this card, I don't know. You know how this Haymon thing has been working, I don't know. But they don't do like Top Rank if it's Golden Boy. Top Rank, what they'll do is on TopRank.com, Top Rank will allow you to watch the undercard fights. To whereas in, I wanted to watch the Babette Shomanov and the Yoshihiro Kamagai fight. And that was a Golden Boy card, but they don't have something to showcase those fighters unless you go to the arena to see them. And I'm thinking like, well, what good is that for the fighters? Unless, well, it's a tune-up fight, you're getting a payday, I don't know, man. I guess, Al Haymon is starting over his whole Gary Russell, experiment. Remember when Andre Berto kept losing the way he did, it seemed like Al Haymon just got his fighters to a point where extra super safe. Like where if you take a loss, he's just like, oh, you know what? Let me back you all the way down, and rebuild you back up again. I don't like it because once again, I'm looking and, and I know I keep saying, saying redundant, but Gary Russell Jr., after fighting for a title, is fighting in an untelevised bout. So in the fight where fans want to know, how's he look after Vasyl Lomachenko, he's fighting in an untelevised bout against a guy that has, 8 or 9 KOs, I believe 9. None of it makes sense. Fans want to know how will he rebound after Lomachenko. I'm T-Street Controversy. This is T-Street Controversy Live. Please subscribe.